Hello, 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 and welcome to our newest installment of PMOTV. Of course, it's me, put me on Vontae, and I'm really, really honored. Actually, I'm kind of like, what's the term the new kids use? I'm not saying fanboy. Maybe I'm fanboying. Technically,
Is that what they
is that
say?
the term? Is
I
that the term
couldn't
I use?
tell you.
I'm not sure if I'm using it correctly or not either.
Hmm.
Because somebody had called me on social media about it, and I said, "What does that even mean?" So maybe I should have checked the context before I had said it. Please don't hold me out of pocket. But
Okay.
anyway, I'm actually in. I'm starstruck over this guest of people I have here. You know these three phenomenal women.
I'm gonna lean into my 15-year-old and say that's cap, but we gonna let
I
it
was
keep
going to
going.
say Crystal would know, and then Sherry second place with UNCW.
No, I'm trying to correct them. Like, no, that is not the proper language. I need you to.
Here we go. No, we like laying our hair down. We like to talk our talk and back it up and all that. So we in good company, as they say in the good old country, whatever. But anyway, I'm pleased. I am honored to have three ladies in Wilmington. The three ladies of Wilmington. They are. I can't even call them socialites because they're the ones that be popping. They pop in. They make events that be popping. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have Miss
Thank
Crystal,
you.
Miss Dr. Constance, and Miss Sherry. So hello, how y'all doing today?
Hello,
I'm
hello,
doing pretty
hello.
good.
So again,
So
forget.
Oh, it's like late.
Trust. I know. I might get this reputation like I like to be outside and have fun, but honestly, I go to bed early, so I feel your pain. So forgive me and thank you again for your patience and your grace. Yeah, I greatly appreciate y'all.
you lying. You do not go to bed early. I follow you on Instagram, sir.
Okay,
So that means you're not in bed either. I don't know who's
I'm sorry.
awake
Okay, well,
because
my bad.
I'm
Let me say
asleep.
this. I don't be outside too late. I should say that. I don't be outside too late. There you go.
Okay,
But I
there
normally
we
do go to
go.
bed kind of
There
early.
we
If I
go.
got nothing to do, I'm in bed early. So, of course, with us having such a dynamic room size today, I kind of just want to ask a few questions. No particular order, but of course, the journey of entrepreneurship. Actually, I just like ask y'all like about the beginning. So, like, can y'all explain some of your upbringing, like where y'all from, which I do every day, which I go to school, which I go to college, all that. We let the conversation just
Who want to
flow.
go first?
We should start up top with you, Crystal.
Me? That's
Yeah.
fine.
Technically,
So
you're on my
I'm.
top, Constance. Dr. Constance, you technically on the top
Oh,
of
I
my.
say up top because of some of her background.
She's saying
True.
because she trying to go
Oh,
ahead and point me out as a northerner. So
oh
yes,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
represent PHILA period. Yes, so I am from Philly originally, but I like to say plain Wilmington. I went to high school here, New Hanover High School Wildcat, and I guess from Wilmington I moved to Winston. I went to a HBCU, the best HBCU in North Carolina, the Winston-Salem State University. Go Rams! Then I went to Wake Forest, but that don't really count. My soul and spirit came from Winston-Salem State University, where after some schooling, I became a therapist. That's what I do in my day to day. I no longer treat. So right now I train therapists in trauma treatment for young children. Love what I do. I have 7 states where I train. I'm a mom. I'm a soccer mom. Don't drive a station wagon though. I'm like the cool soccer mom. I'm pulling up listening to Kirk probably, but yeah. I'm,
You
I'm,
driving the
I'm a
Hellcat?
soccer
You the
mom.
Hellcat bomb? You the
I don't
Hellcat
drive a
soccer bomb?
Hellcat. I don't,
Okay, I'm gonna
but I
say
do have a
that.
V6. It's a V6, but it's not a Hellcat. That's what V8, V12. I don't have that. I'm a single mother, so my coins go other places.
You.
But no, right. Instead of like skirt, it's more like a zoom. That's kind of real cutesy, very demure. But like, I guess that's me in a nutshell. Like again, I think Wilmington is my home. I have family here. I love the community. I was
You're a
happy to
member
move
of
back.
AKA.
I am an AKA Pinkies Up. So
Yes,
first fam, if you
fam.
are out there listening, or fam, if you listening, Kiwi and greetings. And so yeah, that's me. I'm also a link. So I have my hand in many pots in different community service organizations or committees. Community is something that kind of lives through my brain, like my veins. So, and in every aspect of my life, I'm outside. Whether it's for work or for pleasure, I'm around. So
You
I
kind of
will,
inside.
huh?
For work, you kind of inside.
Oh, I travel. I have my,
Yeah.
I have to
You
travel
get flued
between
out
my
for work and
states. And so
everything.
I do get flued out. too. And I get flued out for work. I don't get flued out for pleasure. So we got to work on some things. I need some work-life balance in that way. So enough about me. I'm going to pass it to Dr. Foreman, who's
Weird.
shots are fired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever listens, are fired.
So yeah, I
Um,
guess we'll come down the coast then, because I'm
Yes.
from Maryland originally. That's where I grew up, outside of DC, PG County, as I like to call Pretty Girl County.
Bougie girls.
Yeah, well,
I'm
no,
gonna touch
no, don't.
She kind of a little all over the
What
place
about
for me.
Montgomery
I
County?
touch my pearls.
But yeah, I grew up in Maryland. I went to undergrad in Maryland, and then I made my way a little further south and had a time at Hampton University getting my master's. And then I stayed in Virginia for medical school at Eastern Virginia Medical School in Norfolk, Virginia. And then I'm not Greek, but I joined one of the nation's oldest organizations, the military. And I'm in the Navy Reserve. And so I do that. I'm a medical officer. So I'm a doctor, both in my regular life and my military life, because people often ask that. I'm also an entrepreneur. I have Beyond Clinic Walls Wellness, which is a health coaching and health education business. So that's fun. And then I also joined the Married Ladies Gang this year as well. And that has been phenomenal. So I'm happy about that. Maybe one day I'm going to be a mother, working at it. Working at it.
Working at it is the fun part.
That's right.
Working at it is the fun part.
I'm going to have some fun now.
11 minutes into the show, and this is my favorite episode so far. I love it. I love this energy. Keep going, ladies.
I may bring it, so you may let them talk longer.
Stop it. But then my connection to North Carolina is my mother grew up in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So I made my way down here to get the simple life. And it hasn't been all that simple, but it's definitely been fun. And I'm enjoying my time here in Wilmington.
I'm glad she made her way to this part of the water.
Thank you.
The part of the water.
Water.
What y'all call PG? You said Pretty Girl County? PG County? Okay, Pretty Girl County.
Pretty Girl County. Ew.
I'm making a note of that. All right, but last but not least.
It's true. Visit.
Aw. Crystal, you see Philly behind me though, right?
I do. And I've been trying to figure out how I can steal that picture, but you keep taking it with you everywhere you go.
Every time I move.
Every time you move. I keep saying, can I help you move so it can disappear in my car? But you're like, no, I got it. I bet you do.
Well, my name is Sherry Levins. I am, I've been in Wilmington for 8 years. I'm born and raised in Decatur, Illinois, middle. It is a factory town.
Yeah, Illinois.
Only thing that people know about Decatur is that it is the original home of the Chicago Bears, if that's helpful.
Yes, sir.
And we're the #1 producer of soybeans. So you're welcome to all of our natural food.
You just keep these fun facts in your pocket? Like
That's all I got. I got 2. That's all I got. I traveled 45 minutes away and went to school at University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I am a fighting Illini. Well, they don't say fighting anymore, so I'm an Illini. Got my undergrad in community health, bachelor's and master's in HR. Went to LA, got a fashion degree. I'm pretty phenom in menswear, can sew just about anything. I know Avante has a hidden secret. And then I've done a lot of work. Went back to Illinois. They recruited me to come back and take over their Greek affairs area. So while I was there, I managed all the MPHC and multi-Greek councils. And then I started developing enrichment programs for underrepresented students. I have a program at Illinois called iLeap. I'm endowed by Manny Jackson, the first African-American Black captain at University of Illinois. I have a program at Drexel, which is the Philly behind me. I worked there for 3 years and created the LeBeau Bridge program, another program for students in underrepresented status that are business pursuits. And now I am here at UNCW, where I serve as the assistant dean for student success and academic advising in the college. And I've also created the Coastal Roots program here to help underrepresented students as they matriculate at UNCW. So I will say that one thing that I enjoy is making sure that I leave a legacy for those who come after me, so they have a pathway or a pipeline so that they can be successful. Community-wise, I'm a link. I have been a member of Sigma Gamma Rho since 1998. I pledged my sophomore year, and my
Monkey is not on the shelf. Don't act. Don't
looking
spit
at
those
it.
dates out.
I was about to be
She
right
can
now.
still. She can. Right. She can still shake that monkey. Don't let.
Once every 5 years, it comes off the shelf. And the funny thing is, my line name is Miss Demure. I've never heard it as much as I've heard it this last 4 months.
You went viral.
My number 3, Miss Demure. I was like, what is happening? Why is everybody saying this? But other than
What did I
that,
do?
I'm on a lot of boards, and I love to be active. And I think Crystal was right. I think the one thing that all 3 of us have in common is that community, giving back, the higher purpose runs through all of our veins. And I also joined the Married Club. I finally changed my last name a couple months ago, but happily married to the love of my life, Joel. We've been together for 3 years, married almost 2, and we live in a small country town in North Carolina, his hometown of Beulahville.
Beulahville Belle.
Belle.
Is
So fellas, y'all hear that? These ladies are off limits.
Sorry, wait, hold up. You did
I'm
not.
sorry, hold on.
No, 1/3
Okay,
or
2 out of
2/3 is off limit.
I'm sorry, 2 out of 3.
I don't have hardware,
2/3.
sir. Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry.
My hand's a little light.
Let me put my hardware back on. I took it off because I was half asleep.
I'm trying to decorate it. I'm just.
Y'all gotta let your wrists rest a little bit. All that heaviness on it.
They did good. They did do good.
They did.
Sensational in the words of future. But no, I do. But y'all can cut up, and I can't cut up. It ain't fair. But no, I like the last part y'all did say about community, because you guys really do embrace the community in Wilmington for sure. And I think it's kind of going to segue into like basically the basis of the show, because for many years y'all have done great work, especially just kind of just helping and locate and help bring together the Black community in Wilmington. I know when I first moved there, everyone kind of asks the same question, like, where are the Black people at? Where are the Black people at? Where the Black people at? Where the niggas at? Where the Black people at?
We asked that too.
And thanks to y'all, we come at the ugly sweaty parties now. We come at the darties now. We be popping. We do dinner parties. We be lit. So, but
we try.
Y'all try. Y'all do. Y'all do.
Thank you all for really welcoming us and being a part of the journey. It doesn't happen if you don't come out. So
that's right.
See, and exactly, and also again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm definitely one of y'all biggest fans. Y'all going to the 3LW? Yeah. What is that? Oh, let me show you the Instagram. Yeah, that's Crystal. I know her son Jace. As a work with the Williston. I met her. She's like one of the first people I met when we went through the Palmers. Dr. Constance came to my school, talked to my high schoolers, so they about it. So that's also again, I'm around these great celebrities often. So let me put my fanboy ways away and put it to the side now.
Well, we're big fans of you too. Thanks for inviting us.
Yes.
I know. I feel like I owe y'all next event. I owe y'all like a cocktail or a wine or something for being a patch at bedtime. Okay. For the next section I like to do is my put me on section, and it's kind of a little fun section. It's kind of fun. So like first, let's start with a mood check. So with 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Like how are you feeling from a scale of 1 to 5? So I'm gonna let Miss Sherry go first. Let Miss Levins go first.
Honestly, I'm gonna say a 5. Life is lifing, but I'm here to be able to embrace it. So I'm blessed, and I will say, the challenges are what makes me stronger. So I'm gonna claim a 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Who you want to pass it to, Sherry?
Okay, CP, what you got? And don't you dare say nothing less than a 5.
Yeah. I am going to say. I am going to say a strong 3.8. Why? Because I'm very blessed and I'm very appreciative of the things that I have. But I think that we can always tap into how we really feel, and those feelings are valid, right? And so sometimes I'm stressed. Like I said, I'm a single mom. My son is very active as well. So today was just a lot of moving parts, right? And so thinking about soccer practice, dinner, work, then jumping on a podcast. Like y'all don't know the behind the scenes of what took place before you press record on this podcast, So I'm a 3.8, but I know by the end of this call, it'll be a strong 4.2 because I do love being around you all. And it does lift my spirits. I just need to come down from the anxiety and the feeling of rush. 4.2. 4.2 is good. We can't all have 5 days. We can't all have 5 days. 4.2s are blessings.
Oh, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Almost did. I almost did. No, but my strongest coping mechanism for stress is people. So if I can be around my people, that buffers my stress way more than a cocktail will, and that's saying something. So this is a stress reliever.
That's dope.
Yes.
Yeah. If we would have had this podcast last week, I would have definitely said a 3.5. But I'm gonna give you a solid 4 today. A solid 4. A solid 4. I'm tired, but some things are out of our control, and we have to learn to let those things go and still be in the moment and press forward. So of course it's not perfect. I'm that person on the Google review. I hardly ever give the 5. I give you the 4.
There's always something you can get better at.
Very few. Everything can get a little bit better, but I'm feeling good.
This is a note for any future students that you may have, that Constance is not giving you out the door. You're going to have to earn that A.
You have to earn it.
Ain't no perfect score. Ain't no perfect score.
Always start at a 5 and let you work your way down.
Yeah. Sherry's like, you can get a 5 and work your way down.
Get a 5. Everybody starts off as your best. It depends on if you maintain there.
I agree. That's true. But you're gonna earn it.
Yeah, see, I know that's right. Philosophy 101 with the ladies in Wilmington. I love it. Okay, so my next section I like to do is my little put me on section. So as young professionals and professionals in general, we like to do different things. Like we like to try new things. Music is universal across the soul. And also, we also like to read. Cause, I like to delve my eyes into some literature to expand my vocabulary, so I actually know what the word demure means instead of using incorrectly and etc. like some people do. No shade to no one at all. Just saying. Some people do it a lot. So yeah,
shade.
No, never no shade. Never no shade. I ain't no palm tree. So ladies, put me on to a hobby, somebody you listening to, reading, and also, and please be your true authentic selves. If you listen to something that make your car thump, put us on. Let us know. It's a judgment free zone over here.
Okay.
It's so funny. I was just talking about this yesterday, and that I'm stuck in my college days music. I have not really listened to anything current. It's not speaking to me. So when I'm at work, I have an Ashanti station that I listen to, and that gets me through the day. Because I know all the words. It's some cuss words, but not completely vulgar. So when my colleagues walk past, I'm not fumbling to turn it down. And it speaks to my soul. It makes me feel nostalgic. And then I'm reading a book, not as quickly as I want to. My brain doesn't shut off enough some days to just settle in. But it's called Why Zebras Don't Have Ulcers. And ironically, it's about stress. So it's based on the fact that wild animals, right, they have different things that they're focused on versus us humans. And so a lot of the stress that we have is self-inflicted. And so I'm getting into it more. It's starting more off with more medical type stuff. But yeah, it's cool. It's interesting.
We're going to have to do a pass the book along. I've never heard of that book, but it's something.
Yeah, it's interesting. Someone told me about it, and I just started it 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Before I pass the buck to the next person. So Dr. Constance, real quick, Dr. Constance, what is your go-to Ashanti song? Like, what's that one song you be like, oh, this is my song, and I don't need nobody?
I think Foolish.
Remix or the original?
Either one. It's funny because it always It always comes on the station first for some reason. So now I'm like really on it. Every time it come on, I'm like, I got it.
The remix goes so hard. Like it just
they did that. They did that remix. I was like, this is amazing. This is like probably my number one Tory Lanez song ever. And I hit this little scandal. I said, I can't delete this song yet. Give me some time. Give me some time. But my go-to Charlie song was definitely "Rain." Was it "Rain on Me"? That has to be my song. I had no business singing that song as a kid.
Rain
but,
on.
But that song be hitting.
Yep.
Especially in the shower too.
The way that these songs are coming back, like to see middle school kids and probably the kids that you work with, Vontae, start loving Keisha Cole and Ashanti again as if that was their era, has just been baffling moment for me when I hear my son singing Love. And I'm like,
y'all weren't there when we were there. Y'all weren't there.
Like your heart was broken.
Right. But also, I was that age too. Now I was singing Usher, and I was singing "Can You Help Me" by Usher as a jit too. So I get their pain. I let them have it.
Yeah.
But
this is true. I'm trying to. You really threw me off with what book have I been reading? Just finished An American Marriage. That was pretty cool. That was a good book.
I read that.
I find myself going always back to The Alchemist. Like that's probably one of my favorite books. I feel like I think about something different every time I read it. But music is my love. Literally, my life has a nice soundtrack because I'm always playing something. And so, to get up in the morning, I can't start with Meg. Sherry, I know that's your go-to at 4 a.m. Meg's my girl. I can't start there, though, right? I'm still a Drake fan. I still will put on my best Drake playlist, and Drake gets me up in the morning. It's a vibe. Y'all will never have me hating Drake. I don't care what conscious rapper you throw in front of him. I'm a Drake fan. So I still wake up listening to Drake. I like his new song, No Face. I think that's what I've been bumping in my car. I'm saying bumping. I'm definitely telling my age.
You definitely just did.
Tell my age. I'm fine.
Is that the song with Young Thug and 21 Savage? No Face? Is that the song with...
There's No Face? Yes.
See, still not being allegations. All I'm saying,
your audio is going a little out.
Is that going down?
Listen, you can say what you want to say. I'm a Drake fan, okay? And I do not dance to They Not Like Us. I might stroll to it, though, if they come up with one that I can keep up with. But I'm not going to enjoy it. Not going to enjoy the stroll. I'll stroll, though. But, yes, Drake forever. He should be at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So, move from Drake. Then I'm in my car, and you can get me on any girl. I'm a big Lotto fan. So, I guess my ride's from taking my son to school because I do not listen to it while he's in the car with me because it just makes for very awkward moments. But when he gets out, I'm going to my Lotto playlist.
So hold on, Krista. Now I have a question for you then. With you being the Drake fan that you are, I'm going to do albums because I have this debate all the time. Take Care or Nothing Was the Same?
It's going to have to be Nothing Was the Same.
That's why I know I rock with you. It's something about it's something about the production of it, where the beat transition. I'm like, yeah, I say Drake did this, and if he had a ghostwriter, then
he did. And I mean,
man, I don't care. That's a great album. I got it on vinyl. I do not play about that album. Top 5.
That's why it's called a ghostwriter. Ain't none of my business. I don't worry about spirits and demons, baby. If it's a ghost in that room with you, if it's a ghost in that room with you helping you write, that ain't none of my business. My Lord tells me.
I don't think that's what they meant by that, but that was cute. I like that.
I'm basically saying that ain't none of my business. Who is helping you write?
Oh my God.
Amen. Amen.
The Lord I serve, help that man.
Sherry, I'm sorry.
Sherry, what you got?
You're making me very conservative. The ghost that she said. But for me right now, I'm in school. I'm in my 3rd year of my doctoral program. And so a lot of the books that I'm reading are moving towards that. So I will say that 2 of the books that I am reading right now, one is The Academic Profession. And that's just helping me kind of get a basis of where my career is potentially going and making sure that I have all the qualities and skill sets to continue to move in that fashion. And really helping me survey, is that what I want or is that what I assume I want? So I'm just very much in a discovery phase. I'm very happy and settled in the position I am in now, but there are a lot of people having me think about next steps, and I'm just wanting to make sure that it's my thought and no one else's thought, because when you move for others, you're not going to find the success or the happiness that you desire. So I'm really focused on that. In that same vein, at the start of every year, I always read the 48 Laws of Power, just because I have new leadership. There's always new leadership on campus. And I just want to make sure that I stay sharp and mindful about how I present myself in rooms and spaces. And then every year I give my team a leadership book, just a different way of us doing the same business that we do. And this year I decided to have them do building a better business using the Lego serious play method, because we've gotten pretty serious at work. Everything is about retention and about student engagement, but you have to really enjoy where you work because you're there more than you're home oftentimes. And so I have them all reading this book. And then in a couple of months, when we settle on the backside, we're all going to build Legos together in a way to help us do group therapy and kind of release some stress, but also see product together. And so right now I'm really focused on my personal and professional development. Now, period, hard pause, hard stop. I do listen to smut all the way home. It's my favorite type of genre. Asked me that, I've listened to about 30 books. Thanks to Janiqua Palmer, my smut pusher. Wow. Have a lot of different books that I
not the name calling,
but
not the
yeah,
name
so
dropping
that's
like this.
my we're traveling for it. So it's nice and light because life gets heavy sometime. And so, taking the commute to work and not just turning on that for a little bit lets you just kind of fade in and fade out. And as Constance says, it makes for some fun marriage nights. So I'll leave it there.
Where's my notebook so I can write this stuff down?
And song. I would say if I had, so I work out every morning. I run or I do the stairs. And I do have a Megan playlist that I enjoy and know every song and word. There is not one song, Vontae, that I love more than the most, but my favorite song of all times is Nelly, Heart of a Champion. I listen to that every day.
I didn't know that.
That Nelly?
Every day, Heart of a Champion.
Nelly,
Heart of a Champion. It's on that old it's on that old Sweat and Suit album. Yeah.
You mean like with the Band-Aid
Heart
Nelly?
of a Champion. Yeah, I think it was the album after he took the Band-Aid off or whatever, but it's his double album, like back in the 90s, but it's the NBA theme. Yeah, okay. And it was like the NBA theme or whatever. It was the first album that I ran all the way through. It's 66 minutes. And one day I decided I was going to run all the way through it. And so for me, it kind of reminds me that I can do anything.
You can do things.
If I can apply myself, I can do it. So it's that mental every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to know that. Nelly is on the playlist. Okay.
And the crazy part is I'm trying to go through like his discography in my head now because it's not the album that had number one on it. Cause my first one was.
Only thing that come up in my head is Eagle. That's all I got in my head. Drop down and get to you.
Remember he had like a double album. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I hear. Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry.
I'm gonna look that one up too.
That's a great put me on right there because you just put me on again. I'm gonna go look at this up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, man, this has been nothing but fun so far. All right, so this is my last put me on. The last put me on part of the section over here. So put me on blast. So something that's been pissing you off, something that's on your chest, something you feel like you need to say, something that grinds your gear. Just put it out there. Put me on blast. Ooh.
There's grinding my gear. It's so much. The world irritates me sometimes so much. You know what I am tired of since you are a podcast host? I love podcasts. I love them a lot. They get me to and from. I don't want to hear any more debates about Black women should do this or Black men should do that or what makes a good Black man or what makes a good Black woman. Who should pay half the bill and who should pay the whole bill. I am done with the tangibles of relationships and want to get back to the heart of it all, which is like, who are you? Just start. I invite, what's my favorite color? What do I enjoy doing? You can ask me them questions, because the last thing I want you to ask me is, do I cook and clean? And am I domestic? Who do I feel needs to pay the whole bill? I know those questions are important, and they help outline expectations in relationships. But I'm not creating expectations just yet until I even know if you're somebody who I want to smell your breath in the morning. Let me
That's real love
get to
right
know
there.
you first.
That's some real love right there. If you have morning
Yeah.
breath and I don't care, yeah, you the
Yeah.
one. At least right now.
Right. You the one. When you roll over and say good morning and I'm still there,
Boy,
that's like that. Give me a reason to stay. So
See, but Crystal after 5 is hilarious.
yeah, well, and also
Animal.
after
I
my
love
glass
it.
of wine, there's the wine.
I agree though, Crystal. I think sometimes we compartmentalize Black women much in regards to how we should act and what we should wear and how our hair is. And unfortunately, what happens is that somebody that shouldn't be listening to those are listening to them, and then they present those actions upon us and expect us to deliver in those manners, and they get told off. You know what I'm saying? Like, recently, I guess what's irritating me is that often no one's ever asked me my thoughts about political. I don't really talk about it. But now that Kamala is running, I have to hear, so what do you think about Kamala? And all the time. And my response is, you didn't ask me that about Hillary. You didn't ask me that about, Barack, but you're asking me about Kamala. Say what you really want to say versus saying what you're saying. And so I feel like, if we're going to play the game, then come at me and I'll come at you. Otherwise, don't step into the arena. And so I'm getting a little bit tired of the microaggressions and the assumptions, and the expectation for me to respond to them.
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, and just since we're, that's sort of a theme, and I wholeheartedly agree. It just makes me think back to when you were a kid and before you left the house, your mama said, don't talk about house business outside of the house. And so often we start to intermix these conversations that are really meant for us with each other. And because of just how society is now, people take things out of context, as Sherry was saying, and then it's the wrong person that tries to step to, like, my sis can ask me that, but you can't. Like, stop it. Stop. So I totally agree with that. But the thing that's grinding my gears personally is housing costs. I'm currently embarking on a journey to build a house, and I just think every day here in Wilmington that I'm a person that has means, and just thinking about what others might be experiencing right now with everything that's happening. And so many apartment complexes and stuff thrown up, but what about families? Where do families live, and where do they go stretch their legs out, and where do they have their Thanksgiving dinner? Things like that. And I hope something changes.
Yeah, Wilmington has definitely adopted a transient culture where it doesn't seem like they want people to plant roots by the way that they're not developing neighborhoods and communities in the way of single family homes anymore. So, but it's capitalism like at its best, right? Because if I put up a 600 unit apartment complex that I get to raise the rent on every 3 years or every year, it's way more lucrative than me buying this house and only selling it once, and now I don't have ownership, right? And so, yeah, Wilmington definitely has a housing situation on their hands, like much of the country, but ours is definitely unique, I think.
Yeah. Sad.
In reference to that, we are buying people out of living in Wilmington. I mean, my students that are graduating can't afford to stay here. So we're creating this amazing talent, and we have no choice but to allow them to go up 40 so that they can find reasonable housing. Paying $2,000 to stay in a 1-bedroom apartment or $1,800 to stay in under 800 square feet is just completely irrational and unreasonable. You shouldn't have to have a roommate to live into a 1-bedroom apartment. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we have to figure out a way to create affordable housing, not only for homeowners, who want to have the opportunity to grow into their home, but also, that first time graduate who wants to build their first part of their professional career where they got their degree. Many of us stayed in where we lived after we graduated for a little bit, maybe 1 to 2 years or something. You can't necessarily do that nowadays if you graduate from Wilmington.
I think that also creates the age gap, which is where 3LW kind of came in. Let me help make sense. What I mean by that is that if you have people who are young because they're going to college here, and you have people who come back once they're settled and moved and kind of established, then what happens, like Sherry said, that population that is like that young adult, that young professional who's just really getting off the ground. It's really hard to find a way to kind of make this situation work here in Wilmington, which is where 3LW came from, because we know we're not going to keep you with having the most cost-efficient way of life in Wilmington, right? So what can we do to kind of make people who are here say this community is worth staying here? And oftentimes it is the people you're surrounded by. Like, you can go to work and make good money, but if your coworker get on your damn nerves every damn day, you are like looking for your exit strategy. And we didn't want people coming into the community of Wilmington looking for their exit stragy.
To be honest, Crystal, remember, we were all kind of looking for ours at that time. Like, to be very transparent, we were fine in our jobs. I mean, I feel like we were all vibing well in our jobs, even though we had pain points. But we were all still like, there's some part of our lives that are not being, akin to and being paid attention to. We may need to look at other locations that can add value beyond this 8 to 5. I mean, 3LW was kind of our last ditch effort to say, before we decide to relocate, let's put some effort into creating a community that we can exist and thrive in.
Literally, we said we need to be the change we want to see in this city. And instead of creating problems, we wanted to create a solution.
Yeah. And not in the form of like, go ahead.
Go ahead. Because I'm gonna give y'all roses. I'm gonna give y'all flowers again.
I was just gonna say. I'll say not just in the form of parties, but like we wanted intentional connections, because like we all came across each other in these very kind of organic ways, right? There used to be someone in our area that used to do young Black professional events. That's where I met Sherry at. Literally, I went by myself. I consider myself a social butterfly, right? I can stand on my own when I'm alone. And so I was like, let me see who I can meet just organically. And I met Sherry. And we hit it off, and we ended up doing something on campus together. I think it was a probate or something. And is that where I got a chance to first meet Constance? Weren't you there? Is that where we met? It wasn't at the probate. Where was it that I first met you?
I know I met Sherry because I went to St. Luke. And
that's not where I met you. Not saying
Tanya,
I don't go to church.
And then Tanya.
Like, I did not meet you at church, Constance.
Yeah, and she's like, it wasn't. How you gonna cast out them ghosts, Crystal? You gotta go to church.
Don't question the relationship me and my God have.
My God.
I know this is so random, but that movie Deliverance is actually pretty good. It's like the Black people exorcist movie. I'm sorry. It was interesting. I laughed way more than I should have watching that movie, but I still enjoyed it.
Watch it. So the Exorcist, that Deliverance movie, it's not a Tyler Perry movie. It's not Tyler Perry, is it? Who writes that movie?
It gives Tyler Perry vibes, but no, it's not a Tyler Perry movie.
Okay, so is it scary? Wait, is it scary or is it like Black people scary? Black people like, don't do that. It has demons and you shouldn't be watching this. Or is it like legit like scary? Like, oh, this is gonna give me nightmares.
I guess Black people scary. Black people scary. Yep. Sorry, that was like an ADHD type moment. I'm sorry, y'all, but listeners, consider it. If nothing else, you might laugh a little bit, even though you're not supposed to. I don't think. But
100 Day though, like she can really do no wrong for me.
Yeah, she did great.
I mean, I really want her and Rihanna to go get DNA tested.
Girl, there was so many moments in that movie. I was like, wait, what is that?
You need to realize that they are definitely related.
They are sisters.
They are separated at birth.
Yes. Seriously. Check it out. We can have another podcast and talk about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. I was interested in seeing the movie. Now I'm interested in seeing it, so I'm going to give it a view.
Me and
and
Costa
I will
got different
Facebook a tweet
perspectives.
about it.
No.
Surprised I finished it, but we could talk about why I feel like it's worth watching later. But anyways, three ladies.
Well, it
Yes,
was just
clearly.
basically like, to sum up what I was saying, is that we met each other in organic ways, and we became each other's, like, hey, you want to go grab dinner, or hey, you want to check out this movie, or hey, I just had a stressful week. What can I come over? We can chit chat and just sit on the floor and drink wine, or hey, let's like hang out downtown. What I mean by that is that makes the weeks, the days, and all that seem like they aren't unbearable because you know you have a friend. And so we know we can't be everybody's friend, but we thought about maybe how special it is for other people to have opportunity to meet other people from the community and see them as in these intentional connections and see them as supports, whether it's supporting my small business, whether it's supporting a dream or something that I have that I really want to do, whether it's, hey, I've met somebody, we kick it and it's chill, and they're now a part of my group, my tribe, my people. Maybe it turns into marriage. I mean, Sherry met her husband at a 3LW event. So I say that to say, like, that's where 3L, right? Right? See what I'm saying? So in that, trying to get people to stay, we wanted to give them quality and intentional opportunities to be with each other. Because the hope is that those moments are meaningful and those moments can contribute to you finding meaning and being in this community.
Yeah, and we don't want to overwhelm your schedule. We also realize that all of us are here for a reason. Many of us moved here for the job. So the job is 65% of the reason why we're here. So we don't do a lot of events. We do about, quarter events, maybe 2 in 1 quarter, but we stay
Yeah.
less than 6 most of the time every year with a couple of traditional events and maybe some pop out opportunities like our drip and sip that we're having with locally in a couple months, but we don't really try to have too many events because we realize also we don't want to also become overwhelming to we want you to look forward to them, not look like, oh, here's another.
Yeah. And definitely
And
try
not
to,
just that, overwhelming.
go ahead,
I'm
Krista, go
sorry,
ahead.
Vontae, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
Cause
just saying, overwhelming to us because we're professionals too. Like, we have full-time jobs, right? And I don't know if people always understand the amount of planning and effort and mental, like, executive functioning that it takes to think about trying to do these events, right? Because one thing that we do is our events typically aren't in the same places. Now, we might repeat some venues. We're always trying to expand our groups, kind of understanding our knowledge of what's available in our area. So we try to take it to different venues. We're at this bar, we're at this day party over here, we might be at this distillery, we might be, you never know where we might be, right? But all of that requires relationships and forming relationships and planning. And so we're all full-time professional women. Constance is a doctor, right? So she's seeing patients, and Sherry is holding down what, I don't know how many students UNCW have, but 12,000 students, you know what I mean? And figuring out their academic track every day, along with the professors that also accompany her in her department. And then I train in 7 states, and I'm a single mom. So you got to think about when does the time get in to call the venue and say, can we have a party? Not can we have a party, but also can we partner with you and make this make sense so that our party is free? Because most of our events have been free. And if there has been a cost, it's been under $20. And so that all is a hustle. You know what I mean? So it's like the hustle it can't become our second job. It's a passion project. And so in order for us to not dread it, we have to make sure we pace ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue, right? Because yeah, I'm sure Vontae, you were curious about some of the highlights and pitfalls of, what it is that we do. And I would say for me, one of the harder parts is balancing your own professional life, your personal life, and then this other passion project that you have for the community. And you're juggling, you don't want to let any one of them fall.
Yeah.
And so you're just doing your best, and it's challenging. It's just hard to have to find the time, find the words, the strategies, the creativity. Um it's interesting because it's the most challenging and the most rewarding part all at the same time.
Speak,
Yeah.
Monte. I ain't gonna jump in. I'm like,
Oh, no, you good. No, you good. No, okay. It's been flowing so naturally. I was like, I don't mess up the flow of the conversation, but just to piggyback, I do like how you guys do mention how that did come to fruition. Because I know when I think about y'all, I know I've encountered each of you guys differently. Like I remember I met Crystal and I almost like a Thanksgiving thing at the Palmer's house. I remember I met Sherry through the Palmer's. Sean was like, you know my friend Sherry? Sherry, she's cool. She's the Poodles. You know how? And I know I met Dr.
you
Constance
did
at a
say that.
3W event too. He did right. That through Ladies and Women event. So I know me personally, I love the events. I look forward to it every time I see it. When y'all post a flyer and tag me in the flyer, I was like, ooh, they know I'm a fan. Let me go ahead, scoop. And also, I used to love inviting like old coworkers to the event, especially like the ones who are newer to the area, people who've been here in the area for a while. And also, we always ask the same question, like, where the black people at? It's funny, like even before the events, like when I used to go to brunches, they're like, "What brunches are you at?" Oh, I'm at the black people brunches off of Randall, not of one over here. It's a black brunch. It's like, nah, but that's what more the black people be. Yeah, I'm sorry, I do that. I say that, and I have no shame in saying that. I don't feel bad about it. I
You
love
know
it.
that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But again, but the credit y'all, and I think that is funny because I never knew that you guys had an extra strategy out of it, and then now this is used to keep people in. So I think that's really dope. I love that, like find a solution for the problem, and y'all doing it.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm sorry. I mean, Sherry, were you about to say something before I had said something, or you had a thought or anything?
I'll let you phase into the next phase.
Okay, yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, you definitely tapped in with the hardest part of it for sure. So I know you kind of mentioned an event you guys have coming up in the next couple of weeks, actually. So my next question to y'all, like, so what's next? What's next for Three Ladies in Wilmington? What we got on the horizon?
I guess I think for us, have been thinking about, we've been doing this for about 4 years now. And one of the things we have talked about is how do we go to the next level with Three Ladies? Since many of us, a lot of the people that have been here have relocated. We have new folks here. So every time we have an event, we're almost reintroducing a group of people or introducing a group of people to Three Ladies. So one of the things we are looking at beyond our traditional events is some more curated events. And so one of the events that we had spoke about briefly is Drip and Sip. So we are really trying to become more personable and more related and more connected to some of the Black businesses as well in the area. And one of them that has always been very supportive of Three Ladies of Wilmington is Mike Lang and Bozeman's Shoes. And so we're going to do an event with him where you're going to get to purchase a pair of ones and drip them the way you want. You can come in and you'll paint them the way you want, design the way you want. We'll create a social environment around it, but it's a unique event for, less than 30 people to be there, to have this experiences, to engage, and to have this output, this outcome of this shoe that you can own. We think it'll be great for Greeks that love to kind of showcase their colors, and people that have unique organizations. Corey may want some for on time, like there may be an opportunity. So we know that this is a niche event for a group of people, and we hope that we can continue to have that opportunity. Other than that, I think like we still want to continue to have our traditional events, but one thing that Constance and Crystal both stated is we started off small, and now we have almost 900 people of true people, no bots, that are following Three Ladies in Wilmington. And so when we have an event, we have to have security, right? We have to have ticketed events. We can't just expect that we can just walk into a venue. And so there will be some events that particularly may have been free before that need to become at a cost, so that we can make sure that everyone can have a good time, let their hair down in a safe environment.
Absolutely.
I would add to that, Sherry, too. Like, what's next is we do want more partnerships, right? Like, we think that we've done a great job kind of curating our name and being visible in the community. Like, we hope that when people hear 3LW, they kind of have some reference to who we are. What we would really like to do is there's still so many other dope people in the community doing some really great things. And if we can partner up, then it's like, again, we're stronger to better. We're stronger together, right? Or we're better together. I think I kind of merged those two. But either way, so like you see the partnership with right with Mike Lang, that's a partnership, right? We've done some things with Big B. We've done some things with Channel, from Live Oak, right? And so we want to keep doing those things. And so if put that call and that welcome mat out there, that if you want to do something, you have a dream or idea, you think 3LW and those who support 3LW could really benefit or would really enjoy what it is that you have in mind, like reach out to us via social media. Our emails are pretty public. People kind of know how to get in touch with us. I'm sure we're like 2 degrees separation in Wilmington. You know somebody that knows somebody that know one of us. So with that being said,
let me connect you with my
like
homeboy. Yeah.
we would love to do more. Yeah, like I mean, Vontae, you and Manny had some things going on with your young professionals. Y'all had a group. Y'all were really moving around Wilmington and really kind of like putting your feet on the ground as far as like this is where we stand and this is what we do. And there's been times that we had to partner with you all, right? And so I say that just to say that those partnerships are always welcome.
Yeah, we had a great partnership with Channel. That's not a typical partnership, but Chikima and Atiba welcomed us in, and we always kick off Black History Month with them. I look forward to that every time. And that's a unique space that we can bring people to that may not have been before. I know the one thing I really value, Crystal said it earlier, is that we don't always go back to the same venue, which really helps people kind of get their feel around Wilmington, but also it kind of breaks the ice. When we go out to southern shores, that's a very small, intimate environment. So like a lot of people have their date nights there now. They can go there and be, a little bit, not in everybody's, everybody's not going to walk through there. So you can have a little bit of anonymity while you're out doing your blind date or whatnot. So I think like all these places that we've been through have really helped. I love End of Days. They were the beginning for us. Every time we go, it's a vibe. They're so supportive.
Yes.
That's where Black in the Day began. That's where our first event came from. It's where I met my love. I think it's a special place. It's a special vibe. And so we look forward to finding those hidden gems. Crystal and Constance are the hidden gem finder. I think the other thing to say is that we all know our roles. Why 3LW works is that we all have our space in the group, right? I am the behind the scenes emailer, marketer, flyer developer. Crystal goes out and finds venues and tries the thing out for us first. Constance has stepped into that arena too. So she's the negotiator and she's, helping us come up with the business plan or what the collaboration may be. And then we all get together and we kind of figure out what we want to do. And I think that also helps is that we really rely on each other's strengths to make 3LW happen so that we can continue as best as we can to produce low cost, high value events that really bring intimate and meaningful connections to the area.
Well said. Well said. I think I know we're going to get off shortly, but I also want to ask you another personal question. And no, of course, never no right or wrong answer, but individually. So, what's been like your favorite event that y'all have done so far? I can tell you mine because actually I had like 2 favorite that I like. I did like I like the ugly sweater party. Those are always.
I want to hear those.
I love the ugly sweater party. Okay. That's probably like my favorite one. I think the one y'all did in Pallet, but the one y'all did last year at the. I don't know the name of it, but I know it's off a castle. And I was like, I drive past this every day, and I've never been in here, and that was a vibe. Yeah, y'all
turned the lights off on us. We weren't really ready for that.
They wanted them lights off, Crystal. They wanted them lights off, honey.
Y'all, I'm a Christian.
That is not very demure at all.
Very not. I can't.
They weren't going for the mirror.
We were not going for the mirror.
Was it?
What was your other one? You said there was 2. So you had ugly sweater. And what was your other favorite event?
Yeah, the ugly sweater part always like every time y'all put out, I'm like, oh, I'm here for sure. But I thought with the end of day party, the day party was lit. It's always a vibe. You might bring a little +1, like, oh, this is all the Black people at. It's really dope. It's always a good.
Nice.
Okay. I think if I had to pick my favorite event, live wise, I loved when we did the event with Channel 2 years ago, and we had a live band. She was, Constance helped curate her, and she was phenomenal. Brought a different vibe. Just voice and just feeling it. It was a nice kickoff to February. And then, I would say other than that, I really just enjoy what the different venues bring to the traditional events. So like ugly sweater at Palette was a whole different experience than ugly sweater at Bull City. And
It
Black in the
was
Day for End of the Days is completely different than our day party that was at downtown at Coglan's. And then
ugly.
when we went back to End of Days last year, that was a whole different experience too.
Mm-hmm.
What I love is that our followers grow with us. And they you know, and so we're seeing like their growth, and when we see them, we're celebrating promotions and marriage and babies, and so that I mean, like exactly what we wanted to bring that community, seeing that, and I think that's just so dope.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What Vontae?
Yes, Knuckle, when you had said that, I had that flashback whenever that the one couple I got proposed to at the ugly sweater party, and I was like, this is really a vibe. Oh my god.
It was so nice.
It was.
And the guy goes to the same barbershop as my husband.
Oh man.
The guy goes to the same barbershop, and he said he is still very much so in love, and they've gotten married, and just seeing that. And so it's nice. Like you said, we all have very small separation here in Wilmington. So you're gonna find somebody or hear about it. My favorite Crystal can
Nervous.
I feel like one of my favorites was, this is like a beginning stages of Three Ladies, but when we did the trivia, the Black trivia, that was one of our first events, and it was, as we say, a vibe. It was purposeful, and it just fell into the true purpose of everything that we're doing, and the fact that we went from that to where we are now is just phenomenal.
For sure. That was one of mine. That wasn't on my list too, Constance. But there's one other one that kind of nudged a little before that one, and that was also one of our earlier events, but it was our speed dating event that we had.
First.
Really enjoyed it because one, it was fun. Kept the element of fun. It took the fun back in dating. Dating now is such an intimidating interview type thing, right? Where it's like you get hit with real hard questions before you even take your first sip of whatever's in front of you. And so our speed dating was like quick. We made it social. We made it light, right? And we had a couple of people who even took it outside of that short encounter with each other and went on to try to see if they would like to date each other. We had a couple of matches, and it was just fun. In fact, we got a lot of requests to bring that back. So that's something that if you are interested in being a participant in such a thing where you go on these short, quick dates and get to kind of know other singles in the area, we're thinking about bringing that back in February. So if that sparks your interest, I hope we see your name in our inbox pretty soon to let us know just how strong your interest is with participating.
Interesting. No, I won't say popping the balloon challenge.
Put it on your calendar.
He paused. He was like, February.
I won't say nobody popping no balloons, no Woodies, no 2001 celebrities. I don't care because I'm tired of seeing that.
No balloons. We don't do that.
We don't pop balloons. It is not recorded. But we are babies. We did a lot of our life was not recorded. That's for y'all new people who want to
remember when.
Yes.
Okay, y'all. I'm a 90s baby. We in that balance right there. We don't do stuff too mainstream. Me personally, I don't put nothing on my social media like that. I'm at social media with somebody. No, we enjoy the moment. I'm old school that way. I like to court people every once in a while.
This is a kind event.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I will let me put that out there for who's listening. This is a kind event. This is not an event centered around putting someone on display, embarrassing them, making snap judgments about people. It's kind, it is fun, and it is sociable. Those are three things that we try to lean into. So if you come and you do participate, you will not walk away feeling defeated from any point of that event. You will feel like I met some really dope people. Make sure that we usually
try to couple it where after the speed dating is done and it's single time, then we like to open it up to anybody can come. So then
so then it becomes like another party.
Someone who's not looking right now, but then they can still come and enjoy. It took me a while to figure out what you were talking about pop balloons, and then I just remembered. That is sad. That is.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I literally said to Joel last night, like, thank you so much for not having me still be in this thing. I would not make it. Like, I really appreciate you grabbing me and getting me out of this hustle, because
I'm saying, you see all this shouting that they doing, forgetting that it's still one sis swimming in this pool.
Get out of there. Get out of that pool.
While I'm just looking at them on the sideline, drinking lemonade in the shade.
It's real ghetto out here.
We got some lemonade waiting for you when you get out.
Oh,
it's okay.
Well, in due time.
I want to go back to my favorite song. It's gonna be. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I was done talking.
No, because all this talk, I'm just like, God's got a blessing with my name.
Yeah, come on.
Okay,
that's it. That'll be the song to take me to bed tonight.
God's got a blessing.
Your name on it.
What's your name?
It's funny, y'all went from singing that gospel from popping balloons.
We are multifaceted.
Very.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Vontae. Take over your show. Go ahead.
Very multifaceted. Oh, y'all, no. This is the point of the show. Y'all,
that is a bop.
Once again, we highlighting y'all.
That's a very good song.
Yeah, I know. I didn't that bored into my gospel bag. Too much of a heathen in me, but it'll pass in due time. But my last question today: so how can we best support y'all? And two, how do we connect with three ladies in Wilmington? How do we do that? Or what's the best way for us to do that?
Well, our only mode of social media is our Instagram page. Our Instagram page is 3 Ladies in Wilmington with underscores in between each word. But as soon as you start typing 3, you'll start to see the green logo, the green and white logo, and that'll be what you'll want to tap and follow. In our Instagram page, you can look at our link tree. It shows the history and the growth of the organization, from the articles and the features to the awards received and the awards won in the community by the city, by individuals. And so I think that's really helpful. Our Wilma article, as well as we have been acknowledged as one of the connectors on the Wilmington Biz 100 as being an organization that individuals that help connect and grow the community. So you'll see that, we're verified in Wilmington. We do what we need to do.
Equity Award.
We are Equity Award winners. And then, of course, if you have the idea, if you want to connect or if you want to grow with us, our email is simple, 3ladiesinwilmington@gmail.com. And that will go to all 3 of us, and all of us pay attention to that email, and we would reach back to you for partnerships. You can always DM us, but you can hit us up on our social media or our email at 3ladiesinwilmington.
I would also extend a call saying one of the best ways you can support us too is by sharing all details of our events. There's nothing to just quick share to your story. If you see a flyer or anything posted, it takes all of 4 seconds, right? You don't even need to make it razzle dazzle. Nobody asks you to make a reel or put no song to it. But if you could just share it, because the more people know about it, the more people we can attract. And then 2 is just remembering that your presence really matters, right? So we don't want anyone to feel like they won't be welcome in our space. We want to see you over and over and over again, because truly we do get excited to see new faces, but we really get excited when we see familiar faces. And so to continue to support us, bring somebody with you, right? Give us feedback. We like feedback. If you feel like something could be better, if something could be different, if we can make a pivot that would benefit this cause, our agenda, we open to it. So I just don't want people to kind of count themselves out. Your presence is really one of the best ways you can support us.
Yep, and always when people tag us in things that they would like to see to give us ideas. So that's another way to support and stay connected. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but at least it could give us some ideas of how we can continue to move forward.
Yeah. And just to reiterate, when we have events that are paid, as much as we have the events that are free, the reason if we're trying to do a paid event, 1, it's usually for supplies, security, It's not to, we're not getting rich off of 3 ladies in Wilmington. It, like as Crystal said, it is a passion project. So just as much as you come out to our free events, if you see an event that's paid, know that's something that we're stretching ourselves to do as well. And we really would value and appreciate your participation and support, because it's really just another opportunity for us to continue to create portfolio programs that you go grow and connect and have a vibe with in the area.
Well said, ladies. Well said, ladies. I know I got y'all past your bedtimes, and also I'm about to be past mine also. But also, don't forget what the lady said earlier. Check out their, was that Sip and Drip? Drip and Sip, Sip and Drip.
Yes. Drip.
Sip and Drip. How much are tickets again?
Yeah, tickets are $150 per person, and they include a fresh pair of Air Forces. You just have to email us, make sure we have your size. We'll have charcuterie, we'll have sangria. You'll have, support to have artistic support in regards to whatever you want to draw. And then we'll make sure that we have all the supplies for you to paint. So shout out to Mike and Bozeman Shoes for the sponsorship, the co-sponsorship, the collab, and we hope people will come out. And that's October the 12th. And it's in between all the HBCU homecomings. So we tried to pick the weekend that most people in the area won't be driving to a homecoming, so that you can come spend some time with us.
Yes. Go Rams.
Yeah, this is the year we go on a homecoming tour. So we outside. So like the lady said, check them out. The Drip and Sip event. Also, Sherry inspired me today. So when I reposted today, I'm gonna do my Nelly 2 per, because you should get 2 per with the Air Force Ones. So when y'all see,
give me 2 per. I need 2 pairs. So
yeah, it's a great date night. That's a unique curated date night, right, Chris?
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's also just I will be coming by myself, but there will be other people who will also be by themselves. So there's still it's not going to be all couples. So there might be an opportunity for you there while you're being creative to meet somebody else. So
events though, like our events aren't all couples, it's not all singles. It's a nice hybrid mixed environment. So I think we do a good job getting everybody.
I can definitely attest to it. I come one way and Sunday I come another way. It's all cool. It's for everybody. We love it.
All cool.
All right, great people. All right, but anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, ladies, for popping on today. It's been nothing but impactful and meaningful as always, for sure. Thank you. I also thank y'all for everything y'all do for the community, because I know I can attest for a lot of people. We love y'all in Wilmington. We come to support. We like to share everything. So again, thank you for tuning in, and ladies, thank you for hopping on. Everyone be blessed.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much. And I got your pass to your bedtime. So